Question: how much does diet affect our quality of life?
Quality of life. Um, so in terms of short term or long term, because long term it obviously has significant effect uh, in the sense of if you have a long term unhealthy diet, chances are you're gonna have long term chronic health issues.
I would choose to focus on long term because I feel like when it comes to diet and the things we eat, we create habits. We tend to warm up to the things that we like. So, like for example, I love sweets. I love sugar and chocolate. So the long term effects. What's the long term effects of the things that I like, for example? So yeah, let's focus on long term.
So let's say long term diet, which is let's say unhealthy. So let's like you said, chocolates, sweets, fatty foods, takeaways. It's obviously going to increase the risk of
The Uber Eats as well.
yeah. Because think of it, if you're just sitting on the couch ordering every single day, chances are you're going to be leaving your house less often. Like you're not even going to the supermarket to do grocery shopping. So the exercise you're doing is probably going to reduce. But there's a risk of, let's say, diabetes. There's a risk of having high cholesterol, and all of these things long term they have quite disastrous effects. So if we think of diabetes, so most people don't know the long term effects of diabetes. They just see it as, oh, you're having sugar in your blood.
I still don't know.
So essentially with diabetes, the function of your pancreas, which helps to digest, releases enzymes to help to digest foods, and it also releases insulin, which helps your body utilize sugar. If your pancreas is not working properly and you have diabetes, you're gonna have a higher level of sugar in your blood, which affects your blood vessels, and that effect has effects on your organs. So it has effects on your kidneys, which means you're gonna have kidney disease. Your kidneys are needed for a number of things: to filter out toxins, to produce red blood cells. So that's one thing that's gonna be affected. It affects your vision as well. It's a leading cause of like blindness in the developing world. It affects your blood vessels all over your body. So your legs, most people will end up needing it. Well, not most people, but increases the risks of needing amputations. Increased risk of strokes. So it's something that people just take lightly.
Why do we take these things lightly? That sounds scary. Everything Dr. Aleem just said is.
But it's ignorance. Ignorance is one thing, and it's that when we're young, there's that air of invincibility, because it's like probably growing up, you maybe knew one or two people that had a serious health condition when we were in school, when we were, let's say, in our early 20s. So you just think, oh, nothing's going to happen to me. I can just eat what I want. I can just do what I want. As you get older and you start seeing people who have these health conditions, then you may decide to educate yourself. But what happens if you don't see people who have diabetes or who have, let's say, end-stage renal disease, who have high blood pressure, XYZ, then you don't really, you just, it's like with COVID, for example. During the first wave, a lot of people said, oh, look, I don't know anyone who's had COVID, so it's a conspiracy. Whereas now, everyone knows someone who's had COVID. Maybe, unfortunately, some people know people have died from COVID. So because of that, people just don't take it as seriously as they need to. And I would say with African Caribbeans as well, a lot of, let's say the average age in Africa, for example, it's not that high. So let's say it's 60s, 70s, or even younger than that. Wow. So we're not really seeing our family develop all of these complications of a poor lifestyle because they're not living that long anyway. Whereas now in the West, a lot of our parents will be living a lot longer and now suffering from these complications of a poor lifestyle. But it's not until they've now got it that we now think, okay, I need to change. And the thing is, change is good whenever you decide to apply it.